Salvete discipuli. Not sure where my face is in this video. This is a video on exercise 11 for the second declension masculine. And just so you can see where we are beginning on page 18, and exercise 11 begins with these 6 words here on this page. So you did an exercise like this as part of the first declension, and then of course it continues down to 30. And these are various words that were on your second declension vocab list. Servus is our model word, and these are a bunch of words that work like servus. And so we're using these words, but we're putting all of those different endings, us, e, o, e, orm, is, os, is. We're putting all those endings on these various words here. And so one is being given to you at a time here. So deus, and just like the one exercise that you had as part of the first declension, you're going to tell the case, the number, and the meaning of those words. And so when you have this as an exercise, you'll have all the way through 30, but I'm going to do the first 6 or maybe a few more with you right here in this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of re-put the endings up here. How do the endings go again? I just sang it a moment ago, but it goes us, e, o, e, orm, is, os, is, us, e, o, e, orm, is, os, is. Okay, so now we can refer to that. Of course, that doesn't help you if you don't know the different cases and the order that they go in. They go nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative. And so our first word is deus. Where do we see an us ending? We only see an us ending in one place. It is nominative and it's singular. So the case is nominative. I'm just going to write nom and then s for singular. What is the nominative case for? The nominative case for is the subject of the sentence. So when we do the meaning, we don't need an extra word, so it just means God. And if we don't have this deus capitalized, then it could mean the God, like if you're talking about Roman gods or Greek gods. So it means God, or it could mean the God with no other word. Servos. The os, again, only shows up in one place, so that's easy. It's in the accusative and plural. So it's accusative and plural. And accusative, what is the job of the accusative? The accusative is for words that we verb. So not when the slaves are this is plural and it means slave or servant. So not when the slaves are the subject of the sentence, like we wouldn't use the word servos to say the slaves are happy, right? We would use servos to say he has slaves or he sees the slaves. Anytime you're verbing the slaves, that's what this is for. And so we don't use another word with the accusative either, the nominative or the accusative. Just put the word itself, perhaps with the, if it makes sense for you to do so. Filiis. Now with the is ending, there are 2 places, so we pick one, and then when we write the meaning, we have to be sure that we're writing the correct meaning. Let's do the dative plural. The dative plural. Now, because we've chosen the dative plural, we have to make sure it has a dative ending and not a dative meaning and not an ablative meaning. So The dative case, what's that for? That's for if you're giving something to somebody or if you're doing something for somebody. So what we're going to do is we're going to write either to or for the, and then filiis means sons. Filius means son. Filiis means to the sons. So if you're giving something to the sons, you would use this word filiis. If we had said ablative plural, then we would have needed a different word here. So it's important to know the little word needed to help translate each of these words with these endings. Christum. So I recognize right away that that's Christ. That's accusative, singular. And this just means Christ. Could say it means the Christ, because sometimes you use the word the with Christ. The Christ just means the anointed one. And this is the accusative, so that means it's when you verb Christ. So when you praise Christ, or when you see Christ, or when you love Christ. But if Christ were the subject of the sentence, then we would be using Christus. Christus. We would be using the nominative. Amicus. So this us ending only shows up in the nominative, singular, and that means friends, or that means friend rather. So we'll just write the friend. Deum. Okay, Deus is God, so Deum, it looks like an accusative, singular, and again, we're just going to write God. You could write the God as well if this were not capitalized. And then amicis. We had an is up here, and we used the dative. Let's use the ablative plural. For this one, ablative plural. And so we saw the same stem, amic, up here, and so we saw that means friend. So when we have an ablative plural, we're going to say to, or we're going to say in, or there are a few words that we can use with the ablative. We could say with the friends. Could also mean in the friends, in or with the friends. Now, if you're saying in the friends, you actually have to say in amicis. You actually have to use the word in. So the word amicis all by itself doesn't mean these. Or with the friends would be cum amicis. But again, you'd have to put that word in there. Cum amicis means with the friends. And I think we can do a couple more, 8 and 9. Okay. To see what the words are, though. Servus and Christiani. Servus and Christiani. Servus, nominative, singular, obviously, so that means the slave or servant. And Christiani. So Christiani, we could say nominative plural, and we could say that it means the Christians when they're the subject of the sentence. But you know what? We also see the E ending in the genitive, and we haven't used any genitive yet, so I'm just going to put genitive and then singular. Now, what little word needs to be used with the genitive? Of, right? Genitive is all about of. So this is going to be of the Christian, singular. Of the Christian, if we put genitive singular. All right. The rest you should be able to do on your own.